of these in a while, but we're back again. We're back at it. There's no party preference. My name's Josh. I'm here today with good buddy Adam.
Yes.
And today, just wanted to talk about the upcoming November elections that we're having and just talk about some general political shit here within the United States. So, first thing I wanted to just kind of throw out there, we did it on CUP. We probably should have done it on here, but whatever. It was Lindsey Graham fucking dying, right? They fucking appointed his sister as to replace him. Like, what the fuck now? Guess what, Adam?
What? What?
President Trump, it is my honor to welcome Senator Darlene Graham Nordone, the sister of the late, great Lindsey Graham, from the wonderful state of South Carolina into the Oval Office. Blah, 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 blah. We know each other for so long. She's so great, a true American hero. His sister shares a deep love of this country. I asked Darlene during her visit for the good of our nation to run for the U.S. Senate in the special Republican primary on Tuesday, August 11th. I hope Darlene does this and that there would be nobody better to honor the legacy of her beloved brother. So they're basically gonna just shoehorn this dude's sister in to his Senate seat, and she's probably gonna fucking win. Having no... And I want to just say this. I'm not targeting this because I don't think that we should do, as we've talked about before, I don't think that we should... We determined that pirate democracy is the fucking best way to run the country, all right? That's like the most freest way to run things, all right? Now, granted, more people die usually in that, and there's a lot more killing involved, but still, that's the best way. But her not having any experience is not the biggest issue, because the biggest issue is that she's fucking related to the dude who was in there and in that seat and served in that seat for fucking over 2 decades. That's fucking royalty. That's monarchy. That's, the Duke's fucking brother is gonna take over his dukeship now or whatever, you know? That's what the fuck that is. This should be illegal. This should be fucking illegal in our system to do. And listen, she may be a nice lady, all right? I don't fucking know her. But fuck you for doing this. No, you shouldn't fucking do this. And fuck Trump for doing this too. Because this is all fucking partially his fault. He shouldn't be involved in this shit. The executive branch should not be fiddle fucking and finger banging the executive or the legislative branch, all right? They're separate. They're fucking separate. Yes, they need to talk and communicate to like sometimes do things, but they can't be fucking incestuously inbred together like this. That is fucking wrong. That is why our system is fucked and why it is broken. And that's why, goddamn, we're doomed. Like, we're fucking doomed. This experiment has been great. I think that the founding fathers had... And I'm not one that, like, is gonna fucking idolize the founding fathers to the point that they're these fucking geniuses, because I fucking think... I don't think they were. I think they're a bunch of fucking... They were a bunch of fucking hillbillies, essentially. And fucking rich... They were a bunch of rich kids, hillbillies, and fucking assholes that didn't want to pay taxes on tea and said, fuck the king. And rightfully so. But they weren't all fucking the brightest dudes ever. But I will say they at least had the foresight to allow this shit to be changed enough to where no one can fucking fully take over, and that if the mistakes that were made at the beginning could be rectified. Like slavery, right? That slavery was allowed to be rectified because they allowed the Constitution to be changed. And they allowed things to be, you know, if they would have just fucking stuck that in so you couldn't change shit, all right, that would have been stupid. But that was a good move, because over time things change, things evolve, things happen. So this is some shit that should be added to the Constitution. Term limits on senators, age limits on every fucking elected official and appointed official, I will say, and that includes Supreme Court justices. All right. Term limits, age limits. I think that we need to fucking retool this system, because over the last 25 years, since the late 90s, our system's kind of become like a quasi-monarchy. And we have this political royalty system. It doesn't work. Like, it's not working. It's stopped serving the people who they are supposed to be representing. And it's been that way for a while. If they can do a special election for this fucking Lindsey Graham, who, he died, obviously he's incapable of performing his seat. They can do one for fucking Mitch McConnell, who's fucking barely fucking coherent, all right? But they're not gonna. So, it's not looking good with the AIPAC money coming in, and all the influence that happens with these Congress people and our all the branches of the government are heavily infiltrated, and everyone's fucking run by money. And if you pay it's like the greasy, that old saying, the greasy or the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? The highest paying donor gets the fucking favors. That's kind of how it works now. And if you pay these fucking assholes enough money, they'll do whatever the fuck you want, as is evidenced. And you can put a timestamp here for the National Defense Authorization Act and SAVE Act combination that happened. They tried to, I believe, I just want to confirm this really quick. The National NDAA.
Okay.
Passed in the House. Passed. I just want to see. Okay, it hasn't passed, but it was in. There was an amendment that they put in, that Thomas Massie put in, that was going to delete that Section 219, which was the deal that was going to integrate the U.S. military with the IDF, with the Israeli military. And it was overwhelmingly defeated or whatever, but there were, I think, like 100 people that voted in favor of it, but everyone else, all the other assholes voted fucking no to get rid of it, to take it out of there. And now they're combining the NDAA with the SAVE Act, which the SAVE Act is your voter ID type shit that they're talking about. And that's going to be combined. So that amendment failed to take that Section 219 out, which integrates the U.S. military with the Israeli military. They took that out, and they said, okay, that amendment failed, so that will stay in. And then they voted on pushing forward the NDAA and the SAVE Act as a combined thing, which that's a fucking problem, because this is related, but it's technically a separate, it may be a separate line you might want to put on there. You could put like Trump's speech about election fraud, because I am of the opinion, for those of you that didn't see it, because I know a lot of people that didn't fucking watch it, because people don't really care, because Trump fucking says a bunch of dumb shit. They essentially, last night, Trump did this address to the nation, essentially just basically pointing the finger at fucking China, Venezuela, North Korea, Iran, and Russia in interfering with the 2020 election. He made a lot of fucking claims, a lot of them based on the documents that they released to back up these claims. That's not what that shit says. It's like they released all these declassified documents to show us the proof of what they were saying about elections were tampered with. None of that was proven that any of those countries were able to actually change a vote. They have proved that they haven't even proved that a single vote was changed or a single vote was added. They haven't proved that definitively with any of these documents. I think that this was a ground laying, is like in the military terms, it's a shaping operation. That's what this speech and that's what this shit was. Because he just went on and on about fucking the SAVE Act. I mean, that's why we need this voter ID. We need to get rid of mail-in ballots. My opinion is that removing the mail-in ballots, that's one of the things that the SAVE Act does, unless you are sick or on military service or somehow can't, like you're incapacitated or like you're elderly or something, that will just exclude people from voting. All that's going to do is eliminate the voting of lower class citizens, of people that are in the low income class that can't afford to fucking miss work to go fucking vote. Because guess what? Not everybody's fucking employers pays people to go vote. Me as an employer, I'll pay you extra to go fucking vote because it's your fucking right. You should exercise that right to go vote. Even though I do believe the system is fucking rigged. But if you want to exercise your right, absolutely, go ahead. You no dock and pay, hell, take the whole day off to go vote. And now with the getting rid of mail-in voting, you're gonna fucking have to take a whole day off because you're gonna have to wait in fucking line because they've cut, and that's it. They've cut as part of all this shit. They've cut all the voting centers down. Last year during the our November election, they cut the voting centers down tremendously. There's a lot fewer places to go vote. And I think this year for 2026, they're going to cut even more. There's going to be even less places you can go vote. So what does that do? It discourages people who, A, don't have the ability to go vote because they don't have, the childcare. They don't have the fucking means to go do it. They don't have they can't take off work. That is going to affect what the vote is. And it's going to affect it overwhelmingly, I believe, in the favor of like the Republican side. And I'm not a Democrat, but I do think that this is just exclusion. It's exclusionary voting. It's voting in. It's making it as difficult as fucking possible to vote. And voting should be the easiest fucking thing to do. If we're this free and transparent and open democracy, voting should be easier than it shouldn't be like going to the DMV to fucking vote, all right? It should be the easiest possible fucking thing you could do is to exercise your right to vote. And it's not. It's already not easy to vote. Yeah, you can mail in ballots. That's the easiest way to vote. That's how I do it because it's easy. You just click your shit, you send it back in the mail, and done and done. Now, does my vote get counted? Fuck, I have no idea. But it goes. So it's I believe at least it does. So going down this road, what's the end game here? I believe the end game is to either cancel the election for 2026 because this is somehow related to all the shit going on in Iran, and we'll get to that in a second. It's going to be a brief blurb on it, but I fully believe that they're either going to suspend the election because of this massive this was the opening salvo in their shaping operation of, okay, here's all this proof. People aren't going to go look at it. They're just going to take his word for it. Okay, cool, the ones that believe him. Then they're going to say, okay, now we've got some more proof. Oh, you know what? Our voting system is not secure. We can't have these elections until we have a system in place that can do it correctly. So until we get this, we're going to delay, we're going to suspend the elections until we can get this going on. And as we know, with the Patriot Act and everything and all that stuff, the president can do that. That has been something that Alex Jones has been talking about for years. Granted, he kept saying Bush was going to do it. He kept saying Obama was going to do it. And he was a Trump shill, so he didn't say that shit then. Then he said Biden was going to do it. Nobody's done it. I always thought that those powers that were given back then were going to be abused by someone who didn't understand the intent by which they were given those powers. And that's kind of what we're looking at now, is Trump does not understand the intent of what those powers were to give to stop the country from having terrorist attacks and all this stuff. And yes, there's many flaws with the Patriot Act and all that shit. But as it relates to this, that's what I think is going to happen. I think that they're going to use those powers to suspend the elections or let the elections happen and then say, oh, the FBI found all these fraudulent votes, so now we have to throw out this election and we got to do it again. But we don't have the ability to stop them from doing this right now. So until we come up with a new system, this elections are thrown out. We're going to go ahead and, suspend elections until further notice. And what makes sense as to why they would do that is this shit that they're ramping up in Iran. This shit's not popular. All the Republicans have been behind it. They're going to lose heavy when it comes to this election because of this Iran war and its continued escalation. Everybody thought, oh, they're gonna back off. This MOU is gonna last until we get there to November. All the Iranians got to do is hold out to November, and then if Trump wins, win or lose, they're gonna fucking just bomb the shit out of him again because Trump doesn't care at that point. He either loses the majority. The only way that he may be protected is if he maintains his majority, and then the Senate's not, the House and the Legislative's not going to come after him. But possibly, if Trump loses this majority that the Republicans have in the House and the Senate, there is a high likelihood that they will bring him up on fucking charges. Like, they will fucking impeach his ass, and then they will bring him up on fucking war crimes charges or something to that effect. And his ass is going to go to jail or be at least removed from office. So that's why I thought that they weren't going to do any of this horse shit until November, which, again, to me, it signals that this is the logic of why they would ramp this shit up now, is because now they don't care either way because they're going to just not have the election, or it's going to get thrown out, or it's going to get suspended, or some crisis will be manufactured to say that, oh, and this voter fraud shit it's a great excuse. I'm not going to lie. It is a great reason to say, hey, from a legitimate standpoint, whether it's true or not is irrelevant. But the narrative, hey, our voting is not protected. Foreign entities can change the results of elections. Until we can get that under control, we can't have elections. Most people would probably say that's rational and that's reasonable if it were to be found that that was true. Hey, we need to redo this all over again once we get a system in place that we know can't be tampered with foreign agents or foreign influence. The problem with that being, the likely solution will just be able to be manipulated by the party and whoever is in charge at the time that it's put in, right? So that's the problem. And that's what it would just basically lead to, in my opinion. But I do think that this upcoming election is in November. Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen, and it's either going to get tossed, it's going to get thrown out. That's my prediction that I'm giving for our thing. And I could be wrong. I sure hope I'm fucking wrong, because that would be detrimental to our democracy. Well, our democracy light as it currently fucking exists. It would be detrimental. It would be catastrophic. Because then that's for real when people are going to have to say, hey, wait a minute. We need to get rid of this we need to dissolve this government. And that is something that, the parliamentary system has that we don't. They can just vote of no confidence and just get their asses out.
Which is what happened recently with the Starmer.
Yeah, in England, and Keir Starmer got bounced. That's something that we probably should be able to add. We have recalls and stuff or whatever, but you should probably fucking have that as an option. We can just call a vote of no confidence whenever we feel like. If there's enough people, you need 100,000. You need fucking, I don't know, 100 million Americans to vote for a vote of no confidence, and then you have to run as president again or something. You have to do an immediate election. That should be a thing we should add, along with all the other shit I talked about. But our democracy is in dire straits. There's no fucking doubt about it. And everybody thought this was going to happen in Trump's first term. Now that it's the second term, and there really is still shit talking about there being a third one, I don't know how serious they are, but you know how fucking Trump always talks shit about things and then jokingly says something and then all of a sudden he does it. I wouldn't put it fucking past him. Well, yeah, we've looked there. There's a legal way we can do this. He said that.
Yeah, I don't know if this is I don't know if this is the administration in its death throes or this is the beginning of the end. I can't tell if it's one or the other, because it is interesting that they're having this special election for Lindsey Graham's sister to be the candidate for the Republican Party, right?
Yeah.
So in that regard, it's like it's interesting that they're still doing that's still on the table, that they're still gonna have elections to have her be voted in or whatever to take his seat eventually.
Right.
So it's like, okay, so are we still a democracy or what the fuck, dude? Like,
I don't know.
Like, I don't know. It's just very confusing to know what is real and what isn't. Are we still going to have elections, or, if they're still going through the courts and trying to solve all this crap with, like the birthright citizenship, and then it got denied. Like, so we still have like those safeguards that still function, but then he's also gotten away with a lot of stuff because of the Supreme Court. So it's hard to know whether things are functioning or not, or if I don't know what's going to happen in November. So it's a toss up between whether we have a debilitated functioning government or this is just the beginning of the end.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it's at this point it's anybody's fucking guess, and it's up in the air. It does feel a lot like this is the death throes of our fucking democracy. Like, that's what it feels like. It feels like this is the death throes of our empire as a country, as a global power. It feels like it's the death throes of our governmental system. And I don't feel like it's going to get better. I feel like it's just going to get worse. Anyways, did you want to do anything? Did you want to bring anything else up?
No, were you going to add something else?
No, I think that's pretty much all I had. I wanted to talk about just this kind of briefly, and then, I wasn't expecting to even get 23 minutes out of it. I was thinking we were going to talk for like 10 minutes, but it turned into something longer.
What is this about?
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing. I'm just ending the episode if that's, if we don't have anything else to bring up.
Okay.
And I am going to just say, like, briefly, we are going to start doing these more for No Party Preference. So if you're a listener that we haven't done one in like a year, we're going to be back doing these probably once a week. Maybe more depending on if shit happens. Anyway, so if you had been listening, welcome back. We appreciate it. Keep on listening and keep on saying fuck the government, I guess. So with that, we'll catch you guys on the next one.